There is now, excuse me my language, but there is a say, crab in, crab out. It's the same thing with a PIM system.
So we're sitting here with Lars Holm Byg. He's a product manager at DynamicWeb. Welcome.
Thank you.
You're an expert in commerce and PIM systems. You know something.
I'm modest, yeah.
If you have, there's a lot of companies now who are thinking about getting a PIM system and finding it difficult where to start. But if we start from the beginning, what is a PIM system?
So first of all, PIM is product information management. It means everything that is around and in the product of data. So now we have both the physical product and we need some data digitally around the product. And that happens in a PIM system. It's scattered, centralized in a PIM system. And I say there are three things that we need to consider when working with a PIM system. It is onboarding data, it is enriching the data, and it is distributing the data. So these are the main areas within a PIM systems where it should excel.
Why should you start with PIM?
So first of all, many users today spreadsheets or Excel or something like that to handle their product data. If you reach a point where that is a complete chaos, then you are very well in looking into a PIM system. So do you have a high volume of different product attributes, so a lot of data on your products? If you have a lot of different products, so high volume of data. If you have a lot of channels that you must reach out to, that could both be marketplaces, your own shops, or just multi-market, so different geolocations. Also, if you have a lot of vendors that delivers data to you in various formats, and then if you change your product data a lot, so changes coming in, new updates to it, or you want to make your product data better, then a PIM system is something for you. So five things I would say you should have a look at and feel, okay, is this making me struggle?
Yeah. So are there any certain industries that are more inclined to get a PIM system, or is it, does it apply to all kinds of businesses?
I would say it applies to all kinds of businesses. Of course, there are businesses where other systems as a PIM system is relevant, that gathers product information, but they are, for example, if we take a PLM system, a product lifecycle management, that is much more on the supply end of it, and often not that often looking into the distribution of the data or enriching it further with marketing text, images, and so on. So there are alternatives to a PIM system, but I would say that a PIM system is something everyone needs, or they need to control the data if they reach a certain size or chaos in the 5 points that I mentioned earlier. Yeah. Then it is for every industry, whether they solve it with one PLM or building information management or product information management. The need is there.
Yeah.
So it has many names.
Yeah. But how do I know if I need it now?
It depends. So do you feel the chaos? Do you feel the chaos of having a lot of vendors you need to call constantly to get the data? You get it by email, you need to put it in. So basically, do you use too much time or a lot of time on scaling your business by offering new products, more products, just delivering on the product data that your customers needs? Or are you scaling your business geographically and say, okay, it's new countries I want to enter? Then you first feel the pain by lacking the manpower to do it. Then a PIM system can come in and automate it.
Yeah, yeah. So what are the biggest challenges for businesses when they want to implement the PIM system?
First of all, is to have a look at the data and see, okay, what do we actually have already? Which gaps do we need to fill? Which formats do we have it in? Because if you there is now, excuse me my language, but there is a say, crab in, crab out. It's the same thing with a PIM system. If you do not get your product data that you put in to a certain standard, then you won't get it on the good on the other end as well. But there the PIM system can go in and help you with the governance around the products, which products are missing which field, which products does not have the right structure of data. Then you can use the PIM system to enrich it and make it better.
Yeah. So let's say that I find that my business is in need of a PIM system. How do I start?
I would say start looking at your needs at your customers, whether it is consumers, marketplaces, all the channels that you distribute your data to. Take a look at their needs and see, okay, how does the data that I already have fit those needs? How good am I at responding to their needs, the changes in their needs? And if you find that you're good enough at it, then you don't need a PIM, but I guarantee you at some point you will see, I'm not good enough at this, I use tremendous amount of time doing this, then a product information management system would be something you should look into. So go to your customers, see what they need, what are the trends out there, and then onboard your vendors to actually help you deliver on that data set.
Yeah.
No.
So what is important when you're choosing a system or a solution?
You have to choose a PIM solution that probably fits with your size, so you don't become their smallest customer and thereby perhaps neglected a bit. But also you're probably going to run into you buy actually too much. Of course, there are different plans from different software vendors out there, but have a look at the size and your needs, and don't buy too big, but also don't buy too small. Make sure that you can actually grow together with the software that you find.
Yeah.
You would need, I would say, first of all, one person that is we call it product owner in the world of product, that is responsible for the PIM system, and then you will need the team of experts. Yeah. The team of experts is probably within procurement or category leads that has knowledge on both their vendors and their products, so that they can help you make the right structure and make the right attributes come on live on the products and so on. So find your responsible person, whether it's in data management or in IT or in marketing or whatever it is, but make them responsible for the PIM system and have them facilitate the workshops with experts on the products of it.
Are there any benefits for the end user also that's buying the products for the company using a PIM system?
Yeah, that depends on how good you are at onboarding, enriching, and distributing the data. But let's assume that you are extremely good at that. Then, when the buyer, either a consumer or in the B2B world, where the procurement department sits, they have a much better. They're much better at making the right decision, because they get all the knowledge around the products without needing calling anyone, without needing researching anywhere else. They can see everything from you, and they can do it on their own using self-service portals or simple home pages with the right product information on. That is the first step for many procurements and consumers out there, to know what is the product that I'm buying. I do not sit with it physically in my hand, but I am actually getting enough information about it to make a decision. So help the decisions maker out there. The more data and the more structured data and the higher the quality of that data makes the purchase easier.
You convinced me. I'm going to get a PIM system.
Okay, then you will need to find the right PIM system. So partner up with Mardi Gras or to find the right solution out there that fits your need. Of course, I would say have a look at DynamicWeb. It's a PIM system that fits many SMBs and the starting entry points of enterprises. We have customers in that area and solve a lot of problems for those customers. So yeah, have a look at DynamicWeb, but partner up with Mardi Gras and have a look at your needs. Have them or you facilitate that process that is going from I identified my need to actually knowing which gaps should I fill.
Yeah. Is there something that they can do now, watching this, like immediately today, before asking us?
I'll go back to what I said earlier. Have a look at what data you already have, how many people actually is working on that data, just to gain an insight into how much work it actually takes. Just imagine how many persons who have been engaging in one Excel sheet or gathering some different data or distributing some different data. We have numerous examples of our customers where their customers call them and say, I need this kind of data or that kind of data. Could you please provide? And then that's manually handled, one-off. So have a look at that. And if that number of hours or persons involved surprises you or is tremendously high, then go forward and search product information management or handling product data or distributing product data.
Then they call us.
And then they call you.
Or you. Or both.
Yeah.